Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lainey. Thank you so much for stopping by. As you can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be starting a really fun week on my channel, which is called Indie Week. It's going to be a week of videos all about indie brands, so if you're interested in seeing that and you want to see today's video, which is a review video on all of my Musee beauty products, then just keep on watching. Before we get into that though, please remember to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to have videos all week long and I usually post 2 to 3 times a week otherwise, so if you want to stick around, then hit that subscribe button. Let's get into the video. So hello everyone, welcome to the very first day of Indie Week. I am so excited. We're going to be starting out with a review on a brand that I really love and I'm really excited about, Musee Beauty. Before we get into that though, I do want to say Indie Week, not my original idea. I've seen other people do this. Amy Love's makeup, her Vlogmas was Indie Miss, so it was all about indie brands. I think Teresa's Dead said she was going to do an Indie Week. This is just something I've been planning for a little while now, coming up with video ideas, and I'm finally doing it. I finally scheduled it for this week. So yeah, in today's video, we're going to be reviewing Musee Beauty. It's pretty much a full brand review. I have one of everything from them, so I don't have their full line, but I have one of every product that they currently sell as of today. This is all their Impressionism collection. I believe they're going to start a new kind of art theme going forward. So I have both palettes. I have Impressionism and Van Gogh. I have their cheek products. So I have one of their color sheens in Airy and Ambient and their color wash in Modernity in Paris. I have one of their lip liners and one of their lip glazes. So I have the lip liner in Degas and I have their lip glaze in Cezanne. So I'm going to start out with the eyes, going to move into the cheek products, and then we'll wrap up with the lip products. And by the way, I'm using all of these products on my face right now. This is a full face of indie makeup. I will have that video coming up later this week. So starting out with the palettes, I think their first release ever was the Impressionism palette. So this is, on the back it says, an art movement that reflects how light interacts with our world. Meet the Impressionism palette, a versatile collection of shimmers and mattes created for multi-dimensional looks. Play with a balanced collection of cool tones, warm tones, and duochrome shimmer shades inspired by years of Impressionism. Perfect for both daily and editorial makeup looks, the 16-shade palette packed with pigment is sure to turn heads. And I really kind of stand by that. This is a great, let me show you the palette. So it does have a quite large mirror. You can see me filming. And then you have 16 shades. And I definitely agree that this is a really versatile palette. You have some neutrals, you have some berries, pinks, oranges. You have your blues, so you have this really pretty duochrome. And then you have some greens and an inner corner highlight shade. This palette is my favorite thing from the Musee Beauty lineup. Mostly because of how versatile it is. You can really use this for whatever occasion you want. If you prefer really deep looks, you're not going to get that with this palette. A lot of the darker shades are pretty mid-toned. But if you know me, if you know anything about me, you know I'm a pretty mid-tone look kind of gal. Today, I'm actually only wearing 2 shades from this palette. I'm wearing Almond and Coast, so almond in the crease and then Coast on the lid. Pretty typical look for me. This Scintillate shade is, oh my god, so pretty. It's a really pretty kind of one of those red blue duochromes right there. It's really pretty. Definitely adds something unique to this collection. This is Coast and Verdant, both great shimmers. I'm doing terrible swatches, but really great. The mattes are really nice and blendable as well. The blue blended out like a dream on my eyes today. This Arla's shade, I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right, is really nice. I thought it'd be a brown shimmer, but it's actually more of like a light copper. It's really nice and creamy. Let me swatch some of the mattes. These are really nice, pigmented and blendable. So you've got Amaranthine, Poppies, and Undergrowth. And they're really nice and pigmented, really blendable. So as for criticisms, I would just say if you do like deeper shades, you're not going to get that with this palette. Maybe that's fine with you and you can just go into another palette that you have. And then for me, the greens, I wish Because if I want to do a monochromatic green look, I would go in with Parasol and then Undergrowth and then Verdant as the shimmer. And I just feel like Verdant either needs to be a little lighter or Undergrowth needs to be a little darker in order to get a nice monochromatic look. I feel like they're too similar in depth to make a nice look. Like if I do that, I usually will pull in a darker green just to add a little bit of depth because they're just a little too similar for me. So that's my only criticism. I do like that there's the neutrals, there's the pinks, the blues, and the greens. This is such a versatile palette. You can do monochromatic looks, you can mix and match. Like the first look I did a get ready with me actually with it. I will try to link it up here. But I did like a blue and green look. It turned out so pretty. Obviously I'm wearing a monochromatic look now, but I've used this quite a bit over the last, 2 months, and I love it a lot. It's a great palette. It's great. It's blendable. Shipping was also really fast, and I bought this during Black Friday, which is why I have like one of everything. I just like went a little wild. There's also some influencer codes you can use. I think Annette's Makeup Corner has one. Amy Loves Makeup has one. There's quite a few creators with codes. But yeah, this is a really nice palette. I really, really like it. If you're going to pick up one thing from Musee Beauty, I highly recommend the Impressionism palette. It's gorgeous. And also the outer packaging, beautiful. Then we have the Van Gogh palette. So this is a 9pan palette and it's definitely grungy. So I also really enjoy this palette. My one thing is when it got to me, it looked like some of the shades had been used. I don't think they were because this was in a box that was then shrink wrapped. It was probably just assembly damage, but it looked like a brush had been dug into it. And so basically what I did is I just like scraped off the top layer and then sprayed it with alcohol. So that's just one thing I wanted to bring up. But I have used this on my eyes and I really like it. I think this is a fantastic 9pan palette because there's so much variation, which is what I really appreciate from their palettes. Again, you can do monochromatic looks. You could do an all blue look. You could do an all like yellowy orange look. You can't do an all green look, but these are really nice, really pigmented, really nice and blendable, not patchy. Same great quality as the Impressionism palette. Yeah, these are the same formula. So again, you have a mirror. I did not take off. Let me take off the... There we go. Really nice and blendable. Obviously, this is a much darker take on the Impressionism collection based on Van Gogh's paintings. The shimmers. The one thing I'll say is this Starlight shade is pretty light. It's actually showing up pretty bright there, but when you get it on the eyes, it's pretty light. I love this Iris shade. It's a really pretty like purpley pink, or not purpley pink, purpley blue, kind of like a periwinkle shade. I love the shade Sunflowers. Oh my god. Such a nice like mustardy yellow. So there's some more swatches. I love the shade Terrace. It's a pretty like antique gold kind of shade. I'm running out of space. But it's a really pretty palette. The mattes are really great. If you want transition shades, if you're like my skin tone, you'd have to dip into other palettes. But I really like this for grungy looks, darker grungy looks. Like I don't always go mid-tone, like I do like my dark and grungy look. So I really like this. My one complaint is the packaging. It's got this like lip, I guess you would call it, on the inside. So sometimes like when I close the palette, it's like that, and then I have to like push it back. That's a little complaint. It's just something I wanted to mention. Also, with all of their like products that come in this packaging and their cheap products, I wish they didn't have mirrors. I'm one of those people, I don't like mirrors and palettes, and just in general I don't like mirrors and palettes just because they're not as environmentally friendly. So I wish their palettes didn't have the mirrors, but that's like a little nitpicky. These are really great eyeshadows. I highly recommend them. Obviously go with the color story you like. I'm really interested to see what eyeshadow palettes they come out with this year because these are so nice. They're so good. Okay, so I have mostly wiped the eyeshadow off my arm. Let's go into the cheek products. So first up we have the Color Sheen. It has the same packaging as the Van Gogh palette where it's like that inner lip. So again, that's one criticism I have of this. As I think I said in the intro, I have the shade Airy and Ambient. This is just what fits my skin tone. You have the little mirror. Hello. You can see all my fingerprints on it. And then you have the two cream highlight shades. I'm wearing the shade Airy today. These are definitely more of a soft glow to the face. So these highlights, they're definitely more on the soft side. I'm wearing the shade Airy right now. They're not the like most like impactful like highlight, like super shiny, super in your face. This is definitely more of a natural glow, which I can really appreciate. I love a really strong highlight, but also sometimes I want something a little more natural. And so you have the shade Airy, which is kind of like a light pale gold. And then you have the shade Ambient, which is more of a champagne and a little darker. As you can see, my finger is a little stained from the eyeshadow. So you have the shade Airy and you have the shade Ambient. And obviously those are not blended out, but they're really pretty. Both work on my skin tone. I prefer the shade Airy just because that's what I typically go for. These are really nice and creamy. They are, there's a little bit of, like, you can definitely see a little bit of shimmer in it. I don't find that it emphasizes texture. Like, looks pretty good on me. I also have like a little bit of texture up here, and I don't find that it's emphasized. I think these really nice. These are really nice. They kind of just blend into the skin really, really well, and offer just a nice natural glow. I find that you can use your fingers. I don't like to do that. You can use a sponge, which is in general, this is a natural highlight, but it makes it just even a little bit more natural with a sponge. But my favorite method is with a brush, actually. I don't really know what else I can say about it. I don't really have any complaints. I think the two color variations are nice and they work for really light skin tones like myself. I don't have the other highlight one because it would not work for me. But I appreciate that they have multiple of these in different skin tones. So I really like this. Again, I wish it had different packaging and I wish it didn't have the mirror. But overall, this is a really nice product and something I can see myself reaching for a lot. One thing I want to add, these do work over powder really well. So I don't put this under powder because if I powder it, then it takes away the effect. So I can layer this over powder and they work really nicely that way. So if you're someone who likes to powder, don't worry, you can get away with putting this over powder without it disrupting anything underneath. God, I can't speak. Next up, let's talk about the color Wash. So this is their cream blush. They have two versions of these. I got the shade Modernity in Paris, which I was a little nervous about because I was like, are they gonna work for my skin tone? But these are just the more unique shades to my collection. So you have Modernity, which is this kind of like rose gold shade. And then you have Paris, which is what I'm wearing on my cheeks right now, which is kind of like a raspberry shade. And so obviously these are probably going to swatch really strong. Okay, so that's a really strong swatch of Modernity, but I kind of blended it out down here, and then you have Paris blended out right there. They're definitely very strong and pigmented. So the blushes are definitely really strong and pigmented. Definitely would be better suited for a darker skin tone, but I can get away with making them work. I don't really like this shade for my skin tone, but Paris is beautiful. I'm wearing it today, obviously. These feel like the Fenty cream blushes, but more pigmented. So the Fenty ones I found, I only have one, and I feel like I've watched reviews and they're pretty, you can build them up to be pretty pigmented, but some of them are pretty lightly pigmented. So I find the texture when I rub my finger in them to be similar, but they're more pigmented. As for application, they recommend using your fingers for this. I don't like that, and I also find it comes across pretty patchy. I have tried with a beauty blender, and that's okay. But what I found works best is a cream blush brush, a dual fiber brush, specifically the e.l.f. Putty Blush Brush. So that's what I used today to apply Paris. I feel like it's a little washed out. It's a little stronger in person, but I really like this. I really like this brush to apply these blushes. As for my opinion on these blushes, definitely not my favorite. Maybe I would have liked it if I got the other colors, but just formulation wise, it's not my favorite cream blush. I think I prefer a liquid blush more than a cream blush. I find I can get this to blend out. Not the most effortless blend, but you can get it to blend out, especially with a brush. I found with fingers and a beauty blender, it can get a little patchy. So not my favorite product from Musee Beauty. In fact, it would probably be my least favorite. But I would say if you are interested, get the one that would work for your skin tone the best. I'll definitely use it. I love this pear shade. It's like, I think I said it in my Get Ready With Me. It's like you just came in from the cold and you're like flushed from the cold. It's a really pretty blush, and yeah, I don't have much else to say about it. Again, same packaging as the Van Gogh palette in the highlight, where I don't like that, and I don't like that it has a mirror, but you just have to go like that and it closes, so can't complain there. All right, so we just have the lip products to talk about, and I have one of their lip liners and one of their lip glosses, or I think they call them the lip glaze. So as for the lip liner, I have the shade Degas, I believe that's how it's pronounced. It's like a light brown. One criticism I have is I wish the name was on the packaging. It's just Musee Beauty and the color on the tip. So I like that touch, but I do wish the name was on it. Just a little thing, not the end of the world. As for the lip liner, it's a little dry, not super creamy. It kind of tugs on my lip a little bit. Some people like that, not the tugging part, but like a drier lip liner. They don't want it super creamy. I prefer a little bit of a creamy lip liner, so that's my criticism of it. But I do like it, and I like the shade. It's a kind of light, warm brown, as you can see. Also, I have sharpened it once, and it did the thing where like the wood is still up here, but then it's sharpened down here. I hate that. Do you remember in like elementary school when you would go to sharpen the pencil and it would do that? It's the most annoying thing in the world. So do have that criticism there. Not my favorite lip liner in the world. It's definitely workable. I definitely like it. It's just not an all-time favorite. What I do like it for is layering under the lip glaze, because lip glaze, this is like a peachy shade, and I just find that I don't like the shade on me. It's a little like too light almost. There you can see it. But layered on top of the lip liner, I really like the outcome. That's what I'm wearing on my lip right now. Here's just a swatch of it on its own. So as for the lip glaze, I love the formula. Again, I don't love the color, but paired under a lip liner works perfectly fine. Like, I like this look. This lip gloss is so good. Oh my god. It's so moisturizing and hydrating. My lips were slightly dry when I applied this because I had lip balm. It wore off, but my lips were still a little dry. My lips feel great now. It's so hydrating. This is in the shade Cezanne, by the way. I'm probably butchering that, but Cezanne. And this gloss is great. Musee Beauty, if you're watching this, come out with more shades in this lip gloss. The only other shade they have is the peach. It's like clear, but it'll like change to like your perfect pink. This lip gloss is so moisturizing, so hydrating. I love it so much. Musee Beauty, come out with more of these, even though I'm on a lip gloss no buy. If I finish enough by later this year, I will allow myself to pick more up, just because I had a lot, but I'm going through my minis like crazy. Yeah, so this is this is the last product. I really, really enjoy it. It's a great lip gloss. Again, if there's anything you buy from Musee Beauty, I would say number 1, the Impressionism palette. Number 2 is this Musee, or the Cezanne lip gloss. And then the color Sheen, I would say, is my number 3. I love this formula. The ones I could leave would be the cream blush and the lip liner, but that's just personal preference. I think if I did get the other shade, I might have liked it a little more. But I do like it enough to keep using it, and it's a unique shade in my collection. So that is everything I have from Musee Beauty. I really like everything. I like everything I have. There are things I like more than others, but overall, I think it's a really strong brand, and I can't wait to see where they go this year, because last year is when they launched. I think they have some really great products, and I can't wait to see what they come out next. Yeah, if you buy from them, make sure to use an influencer code. Just save a little bit of money. And that's all I have. Again, I'm pre-filming this, so if they come out with anything new, I don't have it to review. But so far, I like everything from them, and I definitely see myself purchasing more from them this year. So yeah, if you have any questions about these products, let me know down below, and I will be sure to let you know my thoughts. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, leave a comment if you like down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!